You know, I have so much to say to people, but the issue is you have to sort of ask me what you need, what you want to know. Every person's at a separate level. So any question someone needs to know, I can answer. Any question that matters. If someone's like, what will my friend be doing tomorrow? What does this person think about me? How should I find somebody that loves me? Those are all human ego things. If people want to know the truth about what we're here for in the world and what happens to us when we die, how we can make those things better, I've lived through lives and I can actually tell people that stuff. To tell people little incidents about what the past issues were with other beings that were alive, I could say, have you never done anything wrong? Have you ever been, considered to be a bad person for something you did and didn't mean to harm anyone or do anything wrong, but other people said it was wrong of you? And other people blew it out of proportion, made you seem like a fucking villain or a bad person? Well, guess what? That's happened to many, many people. And the people that we have celebrated as heroes have done horrible things. Every single one of them have done great things and horrible things. We only pay attention to certain things that we hear about, and we have no damn clue. So let's stop worrying about the past. And if people want to know what, a past life or the history of any of the people who've once been alive, that's just because they're fucking stupid. They're not even a human being right now. When you go to die, the reason people have a problem when they die is because, say, you're a peaceful grandma who's very smart and has, she really still has her mental faculties and she dresses nice and smells nice and whatever. Wears Avon and wears Christmas sweaters and celebrates all the holidays. Well, guess what? She spent her whole life thinking that there were holidays and sweaters and people and family members who think that they're her family member. And when you get to the side where you don't have anyone else but your spirit, your soul, you have no idea what to do because you didn't understand at all. And you didn't spend any of your time in your waking hours of your life really contemplating that side of you. So when it really comes and you have a conscious body when you're dead, it freaks you out. You don't know how to respond and you get plunged into the next thing available to your frequency that you can tolerate. And in that weird way, in a place where you're not judging from a human space, those things do happen because you're not from a human space. You can simulate it in your mind in a certain way, in the mind, because you're there analyzing what your next thing will be. And when it comes back to the next life, boom, you forget that you were doing that in the meantime because you didn't have a body or any ego to actually associate it with and recognize it to. When you are the one, you are all-powerful in such a way where it doesn't matter because you have no one to prove it to and no one to do it in front of. You don't even have yourself to think about. So therefore, there's nothing there. In the spiritual sense, there's so much more, but not for English words. So until people really start getting what I'm saying and stop taking life I would say stop taking life seriously, but in the ways that it's portrayed to us. Listening to government people, thinking people in suits and ties or flashy cars or big mansions means something to you. Is that what you want? No. You want a place where you can go and be in a hot tub when you want to be in a hot tub. You want to have a nice way to get around. It doesn't have to be a hot supercar. It could be something that's eco-friendly. But that's pussyish because that was portrayed to you by other people that make that seem pussyish. We portrayed people so much that everyone that acts like something learned it from somewhere. No man who acts gay, female who acts gay, guy who acts macho, woman who acts manly or super princessy or anything like that. Those don't happen just because. They grew up around people. They had interactions and they had reactions. And that's what created each other. And people need to so get that on a level where they have to be like, oh my God, my own individual stuff doesn't mean shit. And I have to stop taking it so seriously and start applying myself to the world about the things that do matter. Not about my own problems, issues, and what I want to do for fun. Because simple things like I tell my niece, you don't want to drink. I was getting cran grape juice. It was 100%. It was actually made out of, it's organic, and it's cranberries and grapes. And she goes, ugh. And I go, actually, it's really good, and it's good for your body. It really is good for your body. I'm not just saying it to make it sound good. Like when someone says, eat your hot dogs and chicken nuggets. They're good for you. No, they are not. They are not. When you say, I wouldn't feed you something that would harm you, you do it all the time. It's just not going to kill you instantly unless you have a reaction. But it could kill you. It is killing you slowly. And that's the issue. When I say, hey, Natalie, you shouldn't drink Pepsi. That's horrible for you. And she goes, but it's good. And he goes, whatever. And then there was a spider on the ground. She goes, ew, a spider, and stomped it. And I'm like, I know this may sound sissy to other people, but I'm very tough. But there was a living thing out here in the wilderness, and you said, ew, looked at it and stepped on it because why? It's because it scared me. I'm like, no, it was way over there. You looked at it and said, oh, a spider, and then stepped on it on purpose. You weren't scared of it. I'm like, what the hell? So it was one of these things where people are consciously and purposely, not unconsciously doing things. So anyway, peace.